107.5, the D's Side of Hip Hop and R&B. You rocking out with your favorite daytime queen, Allie the Pub, and I'm joined in the studio by Detroit song, the real Detroit player.
Yeah.
My girl Teairra Mari, how are you?
I'm great, honey.
Are you great for real?
I got a couple things going on, but I'm great.
All right. Well, word on the street is you've been in the city for months.
Yes.
And you just now come to see me. What's really good?
I don't know. I think when I first got here, it was just more so focused because I hadn't been here in a couple years. Mm-hmm. For me to just like chill with my family. I shoot Love and Hip Hop or whatever, and we shoot all year long, and then the reunions are at the end of the year. Mm-hmm. And they're usually in New York, so I'll stay in New York for months.
Gotcha.
So this time it was in Atlanta, and I wasn't going to stay in Atlanta for months because it was unnecessary.
Right.
And so I was just like, you know what, I'm going to get an apartment home and stay there for 6 months until we start back filming. So now it's time to get back to work. What
does your off time look like? Just like you said, the cameras are on you all day, every day for a majority of the year. Yes. So this little 6 months that you get, what were you doing here in Detroit? So much so that nobody knew you were here.
Oh my God. I was eating like a fool, a maniac. And I was visiting family. My grandfather was sick, so I would be with him a lot of the time. And yeah, that's it. It was more so about family and friends and reconnecting and getting that foundation back that I lose or had lost in LA, because LA is just, honey, something else.
How is it being a real Detroit player living out there in LA? Sometimes people can say, and I've lived in LA before. I was out there for a year. Okay. And you see the night and day difference. It's not like LA is just a terrible place, but it's almost like you really find who you are.
You know what? The thing about LA is the people that are really from LA, born and bred, they're the coolest people I've ever met. And then you have the people that move into LA.
Transplants.
And yes, and then they want to be, they have this Hollywood persona. And so they're the fakest people to me, like most of the people that aren't from LA. The people that are from LA, I have genuine relationships with.
So you say you taking this break off, being in Detroit, kind of finding your center, what that looks like.
Yes.
Was it super healthy for you? You found like it was just
absolutely, it was. I mean, other than me eating like a fool, because you know what? That's one thing that we need to bring here is more like healthy choices, restaurant-wise and, lunch-wise, whatever.
All we got is Coney's on every corner.
Yeah, so it's easier for me. It was easier for me to stop at a White Castle or stop at a Coney Island. We need some real, healthy stuff, healthy options. Some people don't want to eat healthy every day, but in LA, that's one of the other big differences is that, like a liquor store in Detroit, it's a salad bar or a juice bar on every corner. Yeah.
Yep, and I feel you. And I would suggest to you, if I could, if you want to see some healthy choices here in Detroit, bring us some healthy choices. But then again, I remember you ain't got it.
So I ain't got it right now.
You won't be able to you wouldn't be able to do that. So listen, I got to be messy. Not so much messy, but I got to get the real of the real of the real. First question is, do you got it, bro?
Well, honey, I'm still, going to court, so,
Talk to me a little bit about the situation, man, because it's been so much surrounding it.
It is.
It's kind of built day by day by day.
Yeah.
I think the latest that we saw is that your legal team was scrambling to try to make sense of a mix up. Both of you guys were scheduled to appear in court on Monday, but you failed to show up.
And so did he.
Okay.
So he wasn't there. And just like his lawyers came, my lawyers came, but my grandfather passed away, as I was telling you earlier, and I had to be here, and that was that. So whatever, I got a failure to appear, but I also have an extension, so my next court date is next month.
Okay.
Late next month.
Do you have a warrant out for your arrest right now?
No. Okay. That's why I have the extension, because I got the failure to appear, but my lawyers were there, so the judge just said, okay, she could come in on May 22nd, but I still have the failure to appear. So technically, yeah, I got a warrant, but no, I don't, because they're not out looking for me. I still have time to,
to appear and handle your business.
Exactly, and I would have handled my business, had my grandfather not
passed away. That's out of your control.
Yeah. So yeah, it is what it is. And y'all know Kurt, he be tripping.
Child, listen. Last time you said he was a washed up old school rapper, I'm like, Lord Jesus, she ain't playing. She just keeping it 1,000. Did you honestly think that this situation was gonna last this long? When it first came out, let me tell you this. When it first came out, I was like, okay, he always trolling, doing something, right? And he just trying to find somebody to pick on.
Well, when it first came out, it was because of the whole sex tape thing.
Of course.
And he was friends with the guy that I was in a relationship with, or so I thought. And so,
where is he now? Have you talked to him at all? Have y'all had any?
Who, the guy?
Yes.
Yeah, he's reached out. I don't know who the hell gave him my number, but I've since changed it. But yeah, he's reached out and of course apologized. And I don't think that him and 50 are friends anymore. So I think,
of this situation or just in general?
Yeah, I think 50 felt like we were trying to do something to him.
Putting a wedge in it.
Yeah, but no, y'all did this to me. I was the victim in this situation. I first of all, anybody who knows me knows that I don't even post selfies like that. Like, I don't really post on Instagram. I get in trouble with my people all the time because they're like, why aren't you posting and branding and doing this and doing that? I don't do that. So why in the heck would I put out such an unflattering picture and video of myself? I would never do that. I was the fool and I gave my ex my password to my Instagram because I just really didn't think anything of it because I'm like, I ain't got nothing to hide, so whatever.
Did he ask you or did you just give it to him? Because you know, in relationships,
asked.
this is not a foreign thing.
Yeah, he asked, you know, but it wasn't in a way like, what's your like? It was a way where I was like, yeah, just it's da 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 da, you know, like yeah,
we're running the mill, just like
whatever, because I'm not on Instagram like that, you know, or I wasn't at first. And so he had my password and he posted the obscene images to my page. And the only other person who posted it was Kurt. Curtis.
And I just don't understand. I guess, and maybe you can help me to bring some clarity to it. What was his purpose in posting?
I don't know. That's what I don't.
Because it's not. Did you guys have any previous? And I was just going to get into it. Have you okay, you don't know him.
I don't know him. But he knows my ex. So it had to be conspired. Because out of all the people in the world, all the celebrities, you posted and you're cool with him? No.
Now, see, how long are you dating a guy, though? You were dating for a minute. Okay.
Yeah. He bamboozled my butt. He bamboozled me. He had me thinking that I was his one and only. And then he presented me with this, like, polygamous lifestyle. I don't know if that's the word because they're not married. But he tried to present me with this, like, sister wife kind of thing. And I wasn't down with it. And the very next day, my sex tape was out.
Now take me through that, because I'm looking in your eyes now. It looks like you're getting emotional. And you're kind of making me sad looking at you.
I mean, you know, it was one of the most humiliating things that I've ever had to go through, of course.
Yeah.
But it was just bad. I mean, he
felt violated.
I felt very violated. I felt very betrayed because it was like, you were sleeping with the enemy for 8 months. Like, he didn't give a damn about you.
And you had no clue.
I had no clue. Like, I thought he did, you know, like, he was, before I found out who he was seemingly a good guy. So, yeah. So, I mean, you know, it was bad, but here I am now, and all of this 50 Cent stuff stems from him. Whose name shall not be said, because I don't even like to say his name. Because I feel like he did all of this because he wanted to be known. And
had to attach himself to something worth having.
Yeah, and I feel like sometimes he might be over there like gritting his teeth and stuff because he's not involved in the aftermath of the sex tape. You know what I'm saying? So
took a back seat.
Yep, had to.
in this clarity stage of you kind of just getting back to yourself and really having the time to sit back and get back to Teairra,
yes,
what have you taken away from this situation? Because for it to be as blowing, like I said, when I first heard the story and as I've kind of followed it a little bit, because after a while, I'll be honest, it really just got petty to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, it has no legs.
Yeah.
Besides the fact of this woman, and of course I'm sympathizing as a woman, this sister has been humiliated, violated, with people that she trusted,
Yeah.
Besides that, it had no walking leg to me. So you kind of see what's going on, but you're like, whatever. But getting back to you, what have you taken away from the situation the most out of this? Because 50 Cent really did, it was real trife. You know what I'm saying? And as it's continued to unravel, it's still
getting
trife
more
as a man,
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, you can't get no more trife than putting somebody's intimate moments online.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still trifling. But what I've taken from the situation is like I was a little bit too trusting.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a vulnerable point. I had just came home from rehab, and this guy hits me up who had been trying to hit me up before in the past, and I never thought he was my type because he didn't drink, he didn't smoke, he didn't cuss, so I'm out of rehab.
Kind of guy.
So I'm like, let me just maybe give it a chance now. Maybe God is sending this guy to me.
Mm-hmm.
Honey.
I done found my Boaz.
Right. No.
Trife ass.
Yes, not him. So what I take from the situation is not to be so trusting and really get to know people before you open up. And the other thing that I've also learned, if you don't want it out there, don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if I wouldn't have done those videos, they wouldn't be out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I learned. And I wouldn't even be going through this stuff with 50 Cent. I only lost the case because I was so head over heels for the ex.
Mm-hmm.
And I went back because he said, I know who did it. You just got to meet me over here in this parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, cool, because I was on my way to Vegas and it was on the way to the airport.
Right.
So I was like, cool, I'll come meet you because I need to know who did it. Because right now I
get to the bottom of it.
You did it because only you had it and I had it. And so
let me pause you there. When he did that change your loyalty to him at all? Did it change your mind about him at all? With him saying, I know who did it.
No, it didn't change my mind. I just wanted to know.
Mm-hmm.
It was an instant. Like, I had no time to change my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had just rushed over to there. And I'm like, because I know he has these 2 sister wives.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Bitches.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. But, yeah, I know he had that. So, I was like, let me just go over there and see. Like, maybe one of them did it. Because at my press conference, one of them came up like, you're prosecuting the wrong person. Like, they ride or die for this man. And so I'm like, all right, I'm going to go over here, see what he's talking about. I have my luggage and everything because I was on my way to the airport. And then I get there. As soon as I walk up, him and this other guy, who I will not say his name either, they pull up on me and cameras out and, like, just saying all kinds of things. Like, I mean, it was the craziest thing I've ever been through in my life. Like, I pull up. I get out the Uber because I was taking an Uber to the airport. So I get out and I'm like, yeah, so what's up? Next thing I know, he's like, all right, sit right here in the car. So I got on his passenger side. And next thing I know, the other guy pulls up and then he takes out his camera and they're on the camera like, you know you did it. You know you did it. We was there with you when you did it. Like trying to accuse me of releasing an unflattering video and picture of myself. And so I'm like, I did not do that. And like, y'all know that. And so I'm just sitting there mad, like I'm ready to fight at this point. So then I leave. And then the next day it was all out on the news. And my attorney called me and she was like, I can't represent you anymore. Because, you know, you were seen in that situation. So I'm like, cool, whatever. So I'm thinking I can move on and get a new attorney. And I couldn't.
Ain't that simple.
I could not. Nobody wanted to pick the case up. And so I was like, oh, okay. So I just let it go. Then I wake up maybe like 3 months later and hear that I owe 50 Cent his legal fees. Had I not made that mistake and went to that parking lot that day, I would have won the case for a fact because they did it to me. It was a criminal investigation going on so they could see what IP address it came from and all of that. And of course it was a civil suit because shit, my neck and my back, okay? I'm hurt.
Right.
But, that was that. And so what I took from that is to, like, don't be stupid, honey.
And don't be so rash, sister. I'm sitting here listening to you, and I'm just like, just so quick to react. You can't be.
Yeah.
You
gotta think about things.
You gotta think about it because it's not just in the moment. It's the lasting effect.
And that's what I went off of when I went to that parking lot to see him. Was just like the moment. Like, oh, okay, well, I'm on my way to the airport anyway. That's on the way there. I'll stop by. Let's see what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. Girl, that had me messed up for so long. And I was so vulnerable. Because like I said, first of all, I just come from rehab before I started talking to him. I shouldn't have been talking to nobody. That was a moment. That was a moment for me to at least take a couple of months to readjust. Because I was in rehab for 3 months. Mm-hmm. So that was a moment for me to take to readjust, get my stuff together. Yes, and get back into my swing of things. And what is my routine going to be? Mm-hmm. And I didn't give myself that chance because I allowed somebody else to come into my life.
One thing that I can say that I take away from this conversation is that I can see the growth. Because you kind of you're taking ownership and responsibility, knowing that you played a role too. So it's not so much a shifting the blame. Oh, it's his fault. It's his fault.
Well, it's his fault for the tape getting out for sure.
It is. But what we can take responsibility for is Teairra.
Yes, and that's what I do.
And that's what you do, and you do it well. If you had to say one thing to either of the said parties after the 6 months of getting you together, knowing where you are, moving forward, what would you say?
Fuck you. I'm sorry. Oh, I can't say that.
You can say that's all right. We talking.
Yeah, no, I would say F you. Especially, like, it's F you. That's it, right? What else can you say? Like, these people have turned my life upside down. But, yeah, F you. Thank you. Next.
Mm-hmm. Period.